Salvete discipuli and welcome to one of the shortest videos I'll post ever. This is on adverbs of the first through third declensions. So adverbs are formed from adjectives, and this is true in all languages. In English, we start with a word like quick. We added the familiar adverbial ending ly, and we make the adverb quickly. He is a quick boy. He runs quickly. Heavy, we can change the ending and make heavily. Okay, so he made a heavy sigh, or he sighed heavily. An adverb tells us how something is done. Of course, not all adverbs follow this pattern. Even in English, we have a lot of irregular ones. For example, friendly and elderly look like adverbs, but they're actually adjectives. She's a friendly girl. We can't say she spoke to me friendlily. No, it doesn't work. Same with elderly. He's an elderly man. We don't say he walks elderly. We don't have the word. And there are some words like this one here. Well. Well doesn't have an ly, but it is an adverb, like she sings well or he speaks well. And then there are some words like daily and early, which are actually both. We can say the early bird gets the worm. That's an adjective. Or the train arrived early. How did it arrive? It arrived early. That's an adverb. I exercise daily. That's an adverb. I read the daily newspaper. That's an adjective. So now let's look at adverbs in the first and second declension. First and second declension adjectives, which we call 2-1-2 adjectives, are easily converted into adverbs by dropping an ending and adding a long e. Now, 2-1-2 just means this. If we take a word karus, which means deer, kar usi o, that looks like a masculine noun. So that's an adjective that functions, that declines like a second declension masculine noun. The one is for the feminine words, kara, I, am, a. And I don't have the whole listing here, the whole declension, but this is what the first declension looks like. And then the second declension neuter looks very similar to the masculine second declension, umi o. So because a lot of the adjectives that we learn come in three flavors that end in us, a, and which mirror the second, the first, and the second declension again. We call them 2-1-2 adjectives. Okay? So if we take something like karus, the adjective that we started with, and we break off the ending, the us, and we add the long e, dear suddenly becomes dearly. And all we had to do was break off the ending. If we take pulchra, which means beautiful, we'll get rid of the ending and we'll add an e, and it becomes beautifully. Okay, now these are explained in better detail in other videos. Magnus, which is great, break off the ending, add the long e, and it becomes greatly. That's how we make adverbs from 2-1-2 adjectives. Now let's look at the third declension. These are pretty easy. Third declension adjectives are easily converted into adverbs by adding itr. And of course, we drop an ending sometimes if it's there, if we need to. So if we take something like grauis, which means serious, we're going to get rid of the ending and we'll keep the base and we'll make grauiter, which is seriously. And interestingly, iter actually is where we get the word itinerary. It means way. So in Latin, when you say graviter, what you're really saying is in a serious way. Gravis is also heavy. We're still going to do the same thing. Break off the is and get graviter. Okay? And remember, iter means way, in a heavy way. Terribilis. We'll cut off that ending. Terribiliter. And we get terribly. Celeris, which means swift. We're breaking off that genitive singular ending, and we'll add an iter, and we get celeriter, swiftly. Acris is sharp. These are adjectives on the left side. We'll break off the is and make acriter, sharply. I think you're getting it. Paris, which means equal. Break off the is, and we'll make pariter, equally. It's very simple. All right, so that's the end of this video. What? Wait a minute. That's not right. There we go. Wallet.